Welcome to all. In this mathematics video, we study how to find an axis of symmetry and asymptote to trace the Cartesian curve with the help of example. Let's start with an example. Trace the curve ay square is equal to x square a minus x. This question asked in a first year engineering, December 15 in SPPU University. Let's go step by step. So in step 6 we find an symmetry. So first of all we write the given equation in the simplest form. So that means we open the bracket, so we get ay square is equal to x square into a and x square into x. So we get ay square is equal to x square a minus x cube. Now once we get this, we prepare a table to find the symmetry along a different axis. So to find an symmetry of ay square is equal to x square a minus x cube, so first of all we discuss about the x-axis. For x-axis we need to find an power of y. So if you observe in the first term, power of y is 2. So means all the power of y are even, means it is symmetric about x-axis. Now go for the second axis, that is y-axis. For y-axis we need to find all power of x. So if you observe here, we have 2 and 3, so all are not even, so it is not symmetric about y-axis. Now we need to check whether it is symmetric about origin or opposite quadrant. For that we need to replace x by minus x and y by minus y. So if you observe here, we get ay square is equal to x square a x cube, so minus x cube is minus x cube, so minus will become plus. So if you observe, this equation and this equation is different, so means there is a change in the equation of an curve. So therefore it is not again symmetry again origin. Now we need to check a symmetry along y equal to x. So for that we replace y by x and x by y in this equation. So when we replace y by x, we get ax square is equal to, replacing x by y, we get y square a minus y cube. So if you observe, this equation and this equation are totally different, so there is change in equation, means it is not symmetric about y equal to x. Now let's go for the next. Now y equal to minus x, for that we need to replace y by minus x and x by minus y. By replacing that, we get ax square is equal to y square a plus y cube. So there is a change in these two equations, so obviously y equal to minus x is also not an axis of symmetry, means only it is symmetric about x-axis. So curve is symmetric about x-axis, means there is no need to find an oblique asymptote. When the curve is symmetric about x and y-axis, we are not going to find an oblique asymptote because oblique asymptote is not present. Hope you understand. Subscribe the channel, press the bell icon before going for the next step. Now we need to, in the step number 7, we need to find an asymptotes. Now to find an asymptote, first of all we write an equation. Now we find an power of x. So what are the power of x here? The 2 and 3 are the power of x, and out of these the highest is the 3. So by equating the coefficient of highest power of x, so if you observe here, what we have, minus sign means minus 1, which is not equal to 0. Therefore we get here the contradiction. So there is no any asymptote parallel to x-axis. Now we need to find an asymptote parallel to y-axis. So if you observe, for parallel to x-axis we find an power of x, so obviously there we find an power of y. So again consider the equation of an curve. Now we find an power of y. So if you observe, the power of y is 2 only, and that is the highest one, and the coefficient of that power, that is y square, is a. So equating a equal to 0, which is a contradiction, means again there is no any asymptote parallel to y-axis for this particular curve. Hope you understand these two steps. Thank you. Visit again. Subscribe the channel to get the new updates. Do your best.